Hey vinyl community, thanks for joining me for Pass or Play episode 1. This is a new series I decided to initiate, and the way it's going to work is I'm going to look at a series that's being either reissued or released by a record label, talk about what I think's good, what I think's great, and what I think's bad and ugly about those reissues. I'll approach this from both the music as well as the audio quality, talk about whether I think this is a series of records that you should think about adding to your collection. So for the first episode, I thought we would talk about a new label that's come onto the scene within the last year or so called Newland. Newland so far has reissued only jazz records. They have another imprint that they call Newland Plus that they are releasing a few box sets in other genres. But so far, the 4 records that they've released are specific to the jazz genre. So let's get things started. The first record I want to talk about is Jerry Mulligan Nightlights. This was released as Newland 001, but was originally released on the Philips label in 1963. This features Jerry Mulligan on the baritone saxophone, Art Farmer on flugelhorn, Bob Brookmeyer on the valve trombone, Jim Hall on guitar, Bill Crow on bass, and Dave Bailey on drums. This is very kind of classic cool bop sound that Jerry Mulligan is known for, and really is just a tremendous record. It features a handful of Jerry Mulligan tunes, as well as the jazz standard Wee Small Hours. He plays a cover of the Louis Bonfa tune Morning of the Carnival from the Black Orpheus soundtrack, and even plays a Chopin prelude. Absolutely beautiful record. I think really great cool jazz recording, and definitely one that I think should be worth considering if you like cool jazz. Difficult record to find a good copy of an early pressing. Right now there's one OG mono pressing on Discogs for about $80, and there's one stereo first pressing going for over $200. So a difficult record to find an early pressing of. The second record that Newland issued was Newland 002, which is Blue Mitchell's self-titled album released in 1971 on the Mainstream record label. This features Blue Mitchell on trumpet, Jimmy Forrest on tenor saxophone, Walter Bishop on piano and organ, Larry Gales on bass, and Doug Sides on drums. Really great artwork on this one. Really a big fan of Blue Mitchell on the trumpet. This is one of his later releases, but I think another great showing from him. This is a collection of mostly Blue Mitchell tunes, with the exception of one Benny Golson tune that was originally recorded by Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers called Are You Real? But again, Newland 002 Blue Mitchell self-titled. The third record I picked up from them is this one, which is Howard McGee's Dusty Blue, originally released on the Bethlehem label. This was released in 1961 as more kind of post-bop in nature. This features Howard McGee on trumpet, Benny Green on trombone, Roland Alexander on tenor saxophone, Pepper Adams on bari sax, Tommy Flanagan on piano, Ron Carter on bass, and Walter Bolden on drums. This again is a difficult record to find. Original pressings can go for upward of $100. So really nice that they picked this. Many of you probably are familiar with Howard McGee. He kind of rose into the spotlight in the late 40s, recorded several sessions with Charlie Parker, and then kind of fell off the map during the 50s. He released a few records on Bethlehem, but overall was really plagued with drug problems. He kind of resurfaced in the early 1960s when he reissued this, played for a few more years, and then again fell off the map until about 1976 when he started recording again. But again, a difficult record to find, originally released on Bethlehem as BCP 6055, and that is Howard McGee, Dusty Blue. Alright, so what do I think is good about this series? First of all, I think the packaging is extremely nice. These come in a resealable Japanese style sleeve with a nice type sticker. The jackets are fairly heavy cardstock. They are direct-to-jacket printing. But overall, I would say the artwork's very clear and crisp, a nice texture to the jacket, with nice photographs. And they also all come with an insert. Some of them are photographs, some of them are interviews, some of them are liner notes. But I thought it was nice that they all included an insert. Inside you get the record, which comes in a nice poly-lined black inner sleeve. And they all come on 180 gram vinyl, extremely flat and pretty quiet. So overall, I think the packaging is quite nice. What do I think is great about these? These are all mastered by Kevin Gray, pressed at Palace, and are all, again, fairly hard records to find. So for those of us that would prefer OGs, you can certainly go find them, but they're going to be very expensive. And so overall, this is a great value for a nice package that includes very good audio quality, very good vinyl quality, and very good packaging. What do I think is bad about these reissues? What I think is bad is there still needs to be additional transparency on the source material. I think after the MoFi debacle, we all would love for a sparse code on the back. With these reissues, they did write on both the hype sticker as well as on their website that these were mastered from original tape transfers by Kevin Gray. But I think we all know that tape transfers can be of varying quality. So it would be nice to have a little bit more transparency on what the source material was, what the process was, where was the digital part of the step, so on and so forth. Moving on to the ugly, what I think's bad about this series. What I think's bad, originally when I saw these, I was a bit perplexed as to whether these were official licensed reissues or whether these fell into that gray market area that many of us see in the jazz marketplace with the likes of Wax Time and DOL, etc. Many of the releases have no mention to the original label that they were reissued on. So for instance, the Howard McGee title makes no reference of Bethlehem being the original label. The label on the record itself has no reference to Bethlehem. So really it kind of leaves you a little bit perplexed. And for me, I would like a little bit more authenticity in the packaging and the labeling. The Blue Mitchell, I would say, is the slight exception in that they did make a mention to mainstream here on the hype sticker and did include a small mainstream logo on the label on the record itself. But overall, I think it would be nice to have a little bit more authentic package. So in summary, are these worth passing or playing? I think these are absolutely a play. I like that this label is looking at not just the classics that everybody's looking for, but it's looking at records that are a little bit more difficult to find good copies of, difficult to find early pressings of, and are giving us nice masterings, nice vinyl quality, nice pressings, in nice packaging for a value-focused price. So that concludes my first Pass or Play episode. I really appreciate everybody who's watched. Let me know what you think about this format, and leave a comment below of what you think might be a good series to look into. Thanks again, and until next time.